Hey everyone, it's Scott at Attak, the famous drum store in the UK, and today I want to talk about snare drum tuning. We get asked a load on our YouTube channel, which is great. Thank you for commenting and watching. But obviously we get a lot of praise for like how the snare drums sound and stuff, and so yeah, I want to give you the information that I know and stuff that we've done with tuning drums in the 26 years now that Attak have been running. So I'm going to give you the quick, easy tip of getting your snare drum tuned to how you like it. And really we're going to go simple: low, mid and high tuning. I'm going to demonstrate this on like just a mid-range snare drum. This is a Yamaha Tour custom snare drum, so it's just under 200 quid. It's nothing crazy expensive, so we're not going to like do it on a really expensive drum and then you go, oh, you know, it's not working on my one. It can work on pretty much every snare drum, providing that you've got like it's a half decent drum, so you've got a good snare bed on the drum. Back to the snare drum. This is just a regular 4x5.5 snare, wood shell as well, because they can tend to be a bit harder to tune than metal, but this will work the same on all the drums. So we've got this drum straight off the shelf. It's literally not been tuned to how I would like it, but it's kind of a little bit ringy, which I'll just hit now. Okay. It's okay, but it's a bit ringy. So what we'll do is, obviously I'll start with the bottom head, the reso head first. So don't worry about the top, let's just do the bottom first, because always start with the bottom head first. I think it's the most important drum head to get right. At the moment, this is kind of the tension I'd like. It's nice and tight, so what you're trying to get is a nice even tuning on the bottom that when you push the head, you can just push it down. That's kind of a guide. And then I normally go a little bit tighter, so making sure that you've got a nice even pitch. You can hear the drum head sings. So let's just give this a tweak, just because it's hot today, and I'll give this a little tweak. So yeah, it's now getting that sort of higher pitch. Yes, so we've got that drum head kind of nice and even. As I say, do that much tighter than the top head I normally do anyway. So yeah, that's, as you can see there, we can just push down on the head. And if we take the wires off, it sounds like a timbali, but you can hear it's fairly even all the way around all the drums. As long as you get that kind of tight, you're on to a winner. Cool. So at the moment, wires are quite loose, but I like that. So what we'll do is we'll do the tuning first. So what I would do is literally drop the head right off. Let's just drop that down. So we start with an even tension. So these are all on biting point now. Now I know a lot of people tune drums and they say, you know, you want to get it even on each tension. On toms, I would say, yeah, 100%. On snares, honestly, you go around in circles trying to get your snare drum right by doing that. I know it's kind of a thing to say, but I never use that method. Let's crank this up to a high tuning or mid to high tuning. Then you can work it from there. So we're going to do a low mid tuning, but with one quick easy method. So what I'm going to do is ignore trying to get it even, because that's what you do for toms. On a snare drum, you don't really want to do that, especially if you're dropping down tuning. So a lot of people get the mistake is they want to tune their drum low on a snare drum, and they'll go around making sure it's all even on each tension rod. If you do that, you kind of get that kind of tom sound. You get a lot of ring because everything's even. So what we'll do is we're going to get this drum to how we want it for all the tunings. So I'm just going to crank it up, like maybe 1.5 turns on each tension rod. You can feel where it goes when it bites onto the head. So let's get this all even. And just relax with it, don't overthink it, just crank them up. I normally do 2 and then 2 opposite, so it's like doing up a wheel on a car. So if you go on opposites, then you know it's going on evenly. Okay, so we've got this one all tightened up even, it's kind of even. So we're going to go just a little bit more on each tension rod, just literally a pinch on each one. So we like get into that high tuning. And also, what I tend to do is, a lot of people put their wires too tight. It might feel right to do that. If people want a snare sound to be kind of more crunchy, they tend to tighten the wires and then over tighten them, whereas you want your wires loose to get more crunch. Basically, I always do a little test. So you get the lever of the snare drum, bring it up slowly. That would be too loose. That's kind of cool. And then we're bringing that up, and it's nice, it's tight. So if you're happy with that, I would probably just drop the dial like about, I don't know, maybe half a turn, just to get a little bit more crunch. It's ever so slightly, maybe another quarter turn. That way you get a lot more crunch from the snare. So that sounds great now. I've just cranked it up. We've got a nice sounding, nice high cracking snare. Okay, so let's go from this to a fat low snare sound. So what we do, and don't be scared, drop 2 lugs where you rim shot. Done. You haven't got to go around every tension rod, literally just drop those 2. If you've got a 10 lug snare drum, it works great on just them 2. Sometimes you might want to do the front one. 8 lugs, it works even better just dropping them 2. If you really want to, if it's still not working, you just drop this other lug, but this drum it works, so I don't really want to change it, but I would normally just drop 1 more at the front, so that's 3 lugs. Let's try it anyway, let's just see how it works. So just drop that 1, so this and this has been dropped. Still sounds good. Cool, so we've just done the fat, kind of beefy, bluesy kind of snare drum sound. Back to the high tuning or mid tuning. Drop that, bring that lug back up at the front. And then just crank these up 3 or 4 turns. And we're back to the So there's a little bit of extra ring, so we're going to crank up a lug just to get rid of that. It's better. Just literally 1 lug by normally where I've detuned. And then you can go more, so if you want it higher again, just keep cranking those 2. And the one at the front. And maybe the one opposite, so it's nice and even. So yeah, real quick. So basically bring the head up, and then for mid to high tuning, drop them down, these 2 and that one, low tuning, and then bring it up again. So you can do it between songs. So you can get your one snare drum sounding kind of cool with just literally dropping 3 lugs. That's the little tip I learned from Benny Greb. And yeah, I just want to show you, so it's real simple to do. Give it a go. Don't be scared. Get involved. Get tuning. If you're still struggling and it's not quite right, just put a blob of moon gel on there just to control the ring. Bang. It's gone. That's off. Back on. Done. Or if you want to keep the feel of the snare, you like the feel of snare drum and the response of a drum head, snare weights. The M80 is awesome. That clips onto your drum. Let's just show you, just because it's so cool. Hang on a minute, let's get this out. So it's leather, it clips on to the drum, like so. If you want it slightly more open, it's magnets. You get a bit more, and you can then bring this other one over as well. So yeah, these are great. And they don't, and because it acts like a gate, it doesn't change the feel of the head. So it's well nice. And just to show you with the snare weight on there, dropping it down, this is really, really cool. So imagine the singer's just having a chat with the audience. I'm going to do a real slow, fat number. That just gates that drum even more. So yeah, you can get your snare sounding so cool, so quick, and with a little help with these guys, it's perfect for studio, especially for recording and miking up closely. So yeah, I hope that helps, and I hope I didn't waffle too much. And yeah, let us know what you think. Comment below. I'll try and answer all your questions, or just email us sales@soundattak.co.uk, or give us a call on at the shop on 01206 368 999. Wicked. Cheers. See you soon.